Welcome to the Big Messy Bun, episode 11. If you are not watching on YouTube, this might be an episode you're going to want to watch and listen to. So, I just stood up out of my chair to share the topic. For those on YouTube, you knew it first. For those listening on audio, I'm in my menopause era. And I'm about to share with you my menopause journey as of today's date, March something. Folks, this one, you might be listening and you're a dude and you're like, why do I need to listen to this? Well, if you have a woman in your life, a sister, a mother, a daughter, a niece, a cousin, a friend, you're going to want to listen. And if you're a woman on this and you're like, oh, I'm 22, I don't need to listen to this. Please, sister, listen. Don't put this off. And if you are anywhere in the ages of like 20 to 100 listening, listen in. This will benefit you, even if you are 100. Okay? So I don't know if I, excuse me, have any 100-year-old listeners, but I might. And so I like to leave it at that. All right, so we're going to dive in. I am bringing this topic to you because of viewer, listener feedback. I've had a lot of people reaching out lately talking about perimenopause, talking about not feeling great. I'll share with you, last week I had just a banger episode. If you didn't listen to it, please go listen to episode 11. And it was just talking about like living full and going for the thing and just feeling good and feeling alive and just starting messy. You don't have to know everything, but you need to start. That's the kind of underlining theme, it seems, of every episode is just start. It's called the Big Messy Bun for a reason. It wasn't called the big, beautiful, perfectly curated bun. It was called the Big Messy Bun because life gets messy. And menopause, let me tell you, can be so messy. All right, so we're going to dive right in. I'm going to take you back to when I was in my mid-40s, when I didn't know what was going on. Okay, I didn't know I was in menopause. So here's my take on menopause prior to being in menopause and prior to menopause or perimenopause and prior to education. Okay? I'm not going to lie. I thought I was free and clear. I thought I've been eating good. I work out. I got a good attitude. There's no fucking way menopause is going to impact me. Are you crazy? I've done all this work. I'm just going to skip that little section of life, and that's that. And I remember training people in my gym early 90s. It was in the 1990s, 1990-ish, 97, 98, whatever in there. And I was training women. I was like 28-ish, 30. And I was training women that were in their 40s and 50s and 60s. Some of them were on a hormone. Some of them were not. And back then I was like, there's no flipping way I'm taking hormones. Like there's no way. I'm not going to need that. I'm just going to eat good, exercise, and I'll be good. Like there's no need for this stuff. So back mid-40s, I started experiencing things in my body that I didn't realize were a part of this. I had body aches and pains everywhere. I would wake up in the morning and I felt like I was hit by a Mack truck. Like I thought, this is it, like every day. And I sat in silence, you guys, because I had a career in fitness. I was like promoting wellness. And here I was feeling tanked every day. And I thought, okay, you're overdoing it. You're raising 3 kids. You're taking care of mom. You're working. You're overdoing it, Katey. You got to slow down. You got to slow down. Then I had this thing start in my ears. My ears were ringing. Like I couldn't sleep at night. My ears were ringing so bad. So I start going to the doctor, audiologist appointments. Am I going deaf? It turns out I have some hearing loss, but I was like ringing in the ears. Oh, my skin was itchy, so itchy. What the hell is wrong with me? So itchy. Yeah, you're going to have to go on the YouTube to see what I was pointing at. Ridiculous itch, guys. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Itch. And I didn't know. I did not, guys, I did not know. Then around age 48-ish, around there, 49-ish, I felt this pelvic organ prolapse in my body that I was like, what the hell have I done? Like, am I broken? Like, what's wrong with me? So I'm going to take you there. It was about 2021 and I was not well. Like, I was so unwell. But I was also in such a pickle of life that there was no one to take care of me but me. And I had to work. I had to grind. I had to continue to show up. And I have such a great network of humans in my life. And my friend Tammy, she sent me this video of this doctor. Her name was Kelly Casperson. It was about a 15-minute YouTube video about prolapse. And I watched this woman, and then I went to Instagram to find her. Back then, Kelly had about 7,000 followers. I always like to point that out. Anyways, she's now been such a servant to women's health, sexuality, empowerment, education. She is a force. And that was where the beginning of my research began. 2021, I was sitting in an apartment in Campbell River, living with how old was Casper then? I can't do math. He was like 18-ish, somewhere around there. I couldn't talk to him about it. Like, I couldn't tell him that my organs felt like they were sitting in my underwear. Yeah, this is going to be a graphic episode. But guess what? I'm not shy. If this can help one person out there, I'm going to share. This is a tell-all. So I started researching, and then I had a couple of friends, and we were just like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We were all sharing our journeys. All of a sudden, you have that too, you have that too, you too. Oh my gosh. And so I started keeping a journal. And in this journal, I started tracking symptoms. Okay, so what were some of my symptoms that I had? I should have brought it right to the page, but here we go. This was some of my symptoms. Sweating, stinky armpits. Guys, I was the girl who never needed deodorant. I've never had body odor. All of a sudden, holy shitballs stink. Mood. My mood, I didn't want to participate in life. I just wanted to crawl in a hole. Even this extroverted human didn't want to be in life. But I had this career. I had this job. I had to keep going. There was no rest for me. What else? Dry skin. So dry. Like I couldn't put enough lotion on this body. Urgency to pee. Like up in the night. Oh, not sleeping. Oh my Lord. Heart palpitations. I had heart palpitations so bad that I ended up in the emerge department with Casper a few times. I was sent home. They wanted me to start on anxiety medication. Oh my Lord. I forgot to tell this at the beginning of this episode. I am not a doctor. I am not your doctor. I am not a doctor. I am a 53-year-old woman sharing my experience. I am not a doctor. I am not. But I'm going to share you woman to woman what I have done and how my life has transformed. Heart palpitations. Back to the heart palpitations. Left the hospital with Casper. I thought I'm going to die. That was a gross feeling. And they said, you have anxiety. I'm like, Casper, I don't have anxiety, but I have anxiety. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not starting a medication right now. I want to figure this out. Now, this doesn't mean there isn't a place in the life and the world for anxiety medications and depression medications, but I felt like something was different. So I tried to get a doctor's appointment, and I got one. And when I went to go get my prolapse checked out, she put me on a wait list. And I cried in her office before I said, I know you can check off on a requisition form, urgent or, what's the other word? Whatever. There's urgent and elective. Okay. This wasn't elective. I was dying like this lady. I cried. Then she's like, you need something for the depression. No, I need something to hold my vagina up is what I need. I don't need, something's broken. Anyway, so that carried on, and then I saw another doctor. Then I decided it was time to move again because like I hadn't moved enough in my life. So I'm going to move to Manitoba. So I get here to Manitoba and now I've researched. Now I know I want to start hormones. I know I want to feel better. I know how I'm feeling right now. And I know there's a solution. I know that there is part of a puzzle that I'm missing. I was doing, just so y'all know, this is not an episode just about hormones. This is about all things menopause. This is about not even just menopause, but all things aging well, aging with agency, being in the driver's seat. You've got to be in the driver's seat. And there's so many steps that I want you to take. And then there's a whole lot of things I want you to just fucking throw to the wayside for a bit until you get the basics. Until you are exercising regularly, walking, lifting some heavy stuff regularly, eating some protein, getting some vegetables in your body, get some protein and fiber in, laugh, find people to laugh with. Laugh at yourself. Laugh. You got to have some humor through this because if you don't, you're going to go cuckoo. I'm forgetting some things. Oh, you need to sleep, but you can't sleep when your hormones are wacky and you can't sleep and you're all over the place. So there's a few things, though, that you need to be putting in place. And also, you need to get to know you. And if hormones is a path you want to take, do your research, figure it out. So I am going to share my journey because it's my show and it's my body and it's my right. So I'm going to share. It's my right. It's my right to share what I want to share on this show. So here we are. I'm going to share with you a little bit about, I'm going to talk about my prolapse because that was debilitating for me, like horrible. Debilitating. So I'm going to pull out a little 2 things that helped me with my prolapse, and 3 actually. I'm not going to show you the third, but the third is I'll start with the third. The third is pelvic floor therapy, learning the right exercises and right breathing techniques to help get pressure out of your pelvis. Okay, by lifting rather than bearing down and clenching. All the clenching doesn't always work. We're not going to get deep into it, but I will share in the show notes accounts to follow on Instagram so that you can take a deep dive. This is a 15-minute episode, guys. So hang in here. I'm going to share with you a tool. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm doing it. I promised the universe, I promised you guys that I would keep this as real as it gets. One day I was in the dollar store and I came across this little toy that's in my hand and I was farting around with it and I'm like, holy shit, this is my prolapse. This is my prolapse prior to hormone therapy, prior to pelvic floor therapy, prior to vaginal estrogen. I just held that up for you watching at home. Okay? Hang in there. And prior to a device I use to support my pelvic organs, and it is called a uresta. It's a little mushroom-shaped thing that goes up inside my vagina to help support my organs. To help support, this is what it looked like. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's not a vagina. I'm not holding up female anatomy. I'm closing my eyes right now because I'm scared, but I'm going to do it. I have shared this in my private groups. I run private coaching businesses, private coaching, not businesses, private coaching workshops. Okay. So I've shared this privately in like a small group of people, but I'm about to throw this on the universe in the universe, and here it is. So I found this little toy, and when you squish it, its mouth bulges like that. So a normal vagina might look like, like the labia. Okay, this is terrible, but it's true. So it like nice and kind of closed, and then when you have prolapse, everything is trying to bulge out. I can joke about this today. I couldn't joke about this a year ago. Year and a half ago, I couldn't joke about this. I can joke about this today. It's not a joke, but I'm going to keep it light in here. For those of you who are watching from home or listening and you're not watching, I held up a little squishy toy and its mouth bulges like a big egg. Okay? So my organs were trying to escape my body. My bladder, my rectum, and my uterus. Turns out those are all okay. The house they live in is the vagina. The vagina prolapses. Guys, listen to this. The organs around are good. The vag canal, again, I'm using my hands. You're going to want to watch this, guys. You gotta. They're the ones that are starting to cave. So the vagina, guys, get to know your anatomy. That's where I'm prolapsing. All the organs are like, hey, let's go down for a party, is what's happening. I have a party in my pants at all times, okay? So I use the Uresta, and it goes boop inside. I can't shove it in there, but it holds my organs in, okay? So I use that. We're going to be doing a whole episode on this little device in the future with the CEO from that company. Yes, stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to share you my hormones. Okay, so in September 2023, I started on something called estrogen. Okay, this is a gel. You can get gels, you can get patches, you can get pills, okay, of this. And I use this. And then I use progesterone at nighttime, and that is a pill. So I take this and this every single day since September 2023, okay? Now, in around December of that same year, I was like, I need to start on vaginal estrogen. So vaginal estrogen, I put on up in the vagina and like wrap it around inside. Don't be shy with your body. Get to know your body and get in there. And vaginal estrogen on the outside and the inside of the vagina twice a week. And then I use it on the tip of my urethra for insertion, okay? A little bit of lube on there. So that's what I use twice a week, and then a daily small amount. This little puppy right here, this vaginal estrogen, this is safe for like 99.9% of people. This is safe to start at any time in your life. This is safe for someone who's 90 and was never given any treatment for her hormones, and she's suffering from UTIs. Chronic UTIs are going to kill an elderly woman. Trust me, I know. You want to know how I know? Because my mom was one of those statistics. Yeah. She had multiple things wrong, but chronic UTIs in her last year were horrible, painful, awful. And if she could have had this put on her vagina instead of other ointments to cure the itch and the uncomfortableness of her life, yeah, this is a serious fucking moment right now because I'm adamant that this should be on every single vagina. Period. Especially if you don't have your periods. Seriously, though, this is something I highly 10 out of 10 recommend. 11 out of 10. You know how they say that? This is an 11 out of 10 recommend. So with all of those in place, I also want you to know, research, get to know. If you have questions, I will be running a private group to go in depth in April. In April, I'm hosting a private 10-day seminar, private, to ask questions, learn in April. Listen for the dates. Now, maybe you're like, okay, Katey, can we back it up a little bit about weightlifting? You talked about weightlifting, like I should be doing some lifting and walking and protein and all the things. Oh, do I need to cold plunge? Should I get one of those red light therapy masks and walk around with that? Oh, I know, get the gel iPads. Oh, what else could I get? Oh, got to get a frother because everybody needs a frother. Like, fuck, enough of all the shit. I want you to start with walking, lifting some stuff around your home. Start there. If you are not doing anything, please, I want you to start taking the big messy bun for a walk when you listen. And listen to her 3 times a week if she gets you going. Guys, I listen to music on repeat. You may as well listen to this. You'll learn something new every time. So there's that. I have notes. I wanted to make sure I was organized. Okay, I've done that. Now, lifting heavy is relative to you and what you have around your home, okay? I want you to just start. And if you are looking for guidance in that area, I offer a Sunday longevity lifting program over Zoom. It's extremely affordable. And I'm telling you, you will be educated beyond belief. You will be empowered. You will be entertained. And you will get this under control. I know I'm serious today, hey? Holy shit. We got to move your body. Movement is medicine. We get it backwards. We start popping pills and taking things. This is bioidentical. This is what your body created on its own. And then somewhere along the line of perimenopause, these drop and leave your body. I am a freaking completely different person because of all the work I have done. And I've done a lot of work on my brain, you guys. You cannot do just the work on the physical. You've got to work on loving the fuck out of yourself. You've got to be kind to yourself. You've got to learn to let yourself off the hook for shit that is no longer your responsibility. It is time for you to dive into you. And you are capable. You are wildly capable of this. You are so fucking smart. You are so capable. And you need to take that responsibility. When you do, and you stop waiting for that doctor call or that one to fix it or this one to fix it. When you start today. What's one thing you can do? First thing you can do is write in a book all the shit you're feeling. And if you need a symptom tracker, let me know. I'll send you one. I'm not joking here. Sorry. I have this cough that I'm really trying to get on top of. Oh shit, I have one more hormone that I want to talk about. 35 days ago, I started with testosterone. So testosterone is another treatment that I use daily. And I take a pea-size amount of this tube. This little tube lasts 10 days. I mark them so I know exactly what tube is for what. I have previous tubes that I'll be doing a little show and tell with to keep track. So I started and I'm continuing. I'm going to do that for 3 months. And then we're going to have a follow-up with my doctor. That's another thing. Make sure you get a doctor that will do follow-ups with you. You don't want to just get a bunch of prescriptions handed to you and not have follow-up. Guys, if you have a doctor that just hands you that shit and sends you on your merry way, no, you need a doctor following you. You need a communication, okay? Okay, I think that's it because I know this time is up. And I think I've shared everything I want to share on this episode. There will be a longer episode talking more about prolapse, guys. This has been a huge difficulty in my life. And the company, Uresta, is going to be coming on a show with me, but it'll be sometime in the next 6-8 weeks. So watch for that one. It'll be a bonus episode 1 week. But for now, I want you to remember this. Let yourself off the hook for things that you can and take massive responsibility for yourself because you are you and you are the only one that can do this. You don't have to do it alone, but you got to be the one that gets in the driver's seat. No more passenger. Okay, see you next week.